Alright everybody, so you're going to have to bear with me on this. I've never done a video really like this where I've sat down, had the camera on the tripod, and been able to talk about stuff like non-stop and just jibber jabber. So, as I said, bear with me on this. I've tried to do it before and it didn't work out, but if you don't do it the first time, I mean, keep trying. So here I am again. I thought this would be a really interesting topic to do, considering tomorrow is the actual date that a lot of moviegoers have been excited about. If you like Back to the Future 2, you would know that tomorrow is the exact date of when Marty McFly and Doc Brown went into the future. Yeah, so it's almost here. I'm planning on going to the movie theaters to see it. It's going to be awesome. So this video, though, is dedicated to what they got right and what they got wrong. So I'm going to split up into two videos because I'm going to be stepping over feet a lot, going into wrong and right, and it will just get confusing. So I wanted to do it where this video is all about what they got right, which is crazy because some of this stuff is like, they really were able to tell that this was going to happen. Like, well, sure they don't have like mind reading powers where they're like, oh, I'm going to tell what the future is going to be like, but the stuff they got right is pretty crazy. So let's get into it. I mean, if you have any comments, comment below. I'm just going to do a couple because it's pretty crazy that they were actually able to say things that actually happened. That made total sense, right? Yeah, it didn't in my mind. Okay, so let's start off with the biggest, I guess you could say, at least around where I live, is the Chicago Cubs actually being in the playoffs. Now, they haven't won the World Series like they said in the movie, because the dates are, I mean, they haven't even gotten to the World Series part yet, so that's later on in October. But according to October 21st, 2015 in the movie, they won the World Series. They actually swept it against Miami, but Miami in real life isn't in the World Series. And weirdly enough, if I got my facts straight on it, a Miami baseball team in the MLB didn't even exist when they made the movie. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. That was kind of crazy that they actually predicted that there was going to be a Major League Baseball team in Miami. They weren't the Gators, but yeah. So the Cubs haven't made it yet, but it's kind of interesting that they actually made it into the playoffs because nobody kind of expected that to happen. Like, I mean, you're going to have Cubs fans going, yeah, we expected it to happen. It's been 107 years, I believe, since they've won the World Series. So nobody can say they saw that coming. I guess Back to the Future 2 can say they saw it coming, but yeah, it's pretty crazy to see this actually happening. Alright, so another thing that kind of blows my mind that's happening is like the use of technology. Like in the movie, there's the scene where she talks to the pizza maker. Now, we don't have the little dehydrated pizza where it actually enlarges. Pizza Hut hasn't started working on that, I guess. But talking technology is pretty crazy because now we're talking to our cell phones. We're talking to, like, when we walk into a room, lights turn on and all that. It's pretty crazy that technology in the movie has shown what it's going to be like, and it's true. We rely on technology. Like when Marty's son walks into the room and he's talking to the TV, a flat screen TV. I have a flat screen TV. They used to be these big blocks. Now they're flat screen TVs. I mean, they predicted picture and picture and picture. So some of the technology they got right with that, and some of the technology they got wrong, well, that's going to be talked about in the other video because there is technology that I got wrong. But the right stuff is pretty out there. Like, I'm trying to remember. I haven't watched the movie. I'm waiting until tomorrow to see it. But from what I remember, there's a scene where Doc has a camera kind of up to his face, and it kind of looks like an iPhone. Now, they didn't have iPhones then, but it looks like an iPhone. It's pretty crazy. And then they had the flying droids that were filming the news and all that. We have the droids now too that can fly around, even though I think there's like legalization laws with that, with flying and doing news. But the fact that we have the technology that they predicted in a way, it's kind of crazy. like, there's also the scene where they're in the house, they're at the dinner table. Like, guess that's how it goes nowadays, where we're all at the dinner table with our family. If you are at the dinner table with your family, and they have like the glasses on and all that, kind of like the Google glasses or the Oculars, I think they're called by Samsung. I don't know the actual name. I can't think of it right now. But there is technology that's in the works with the glasses and all that, where it's like, man, I don't know if these people, because I know Back to the Future 2 has kind of pushed people to do this stuff, kind of like where they, oh, we got to invent that, we got to make this. So with tomorrow being the date, people have been pushing out stuff. Like, for instance, the perfect Pepsi. Pepsi finally came out and said they're going to sell a bottle. From what I recall, they're going to sell a bottle, and I think it's only on Amazon. I don't think they've released any statements on, oh, it's going to be at Jewel or whatever, because that would be very costly, because these bottles are the perfect Pepsi, I guess. It's like real sugar, and yeah, I don't know the exact details on it, but the Pepsi is going to cost $20.15. Just so happens they did that, I guess, to be haha 2015. So that's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind buying it, but it seems like it's just a plastic bottle with the cap where it just screws off. But it's still really cool. It's one of those things you looked at, like when Marty walks into the diner, and it's an 80s diner, which nowadays the 80s is like coming back. Like, they actually have people dressing in it, the poofy jackets. Now, yes, the style that they dress like hasn't happened, like where Biff has the helmet on and people like necklaces. I mean, yes, we got Miley Cyrus dressing like this. That's probably as closest to that Back to the Future 2 look we'll get is Miley Cyrus. I guess she's living in that timeline, but yeah, we're not dressed up that crazy or paint tattoos or whatever on our faces, and yeah. But the diner, they actually have self-serving, which we kind of do have. You think of like Fridays and Chili's, they have those little machines where you touch and then the waiter brings you the food. I mean, we don't have like Ronald Reagan talking to us and ordering, but those little devices where we can order our own food is just like when the Pepsi was just ordered. It just pops on up, which is kind of crazy. And then you got the video game at the diner, where it's, you got to use your hands. Well, nowadays we have video games where we use our hands, like to do the, like Wii and what's it called, XFit or whatever. But we actually use motion to activate the TV, which is really neat. And yeah, I mean, it's just mind-blowing that they actually got this much right. I mean, I'm rambling on and on about this and going from subject to subject where I could probably talk more in depth about it, but as I said, like, I haven't done research on it and been able to write down like this and that. Yeah. As you can see, I'm starting to run out of ideas in my brain, but like there's just so much happened that was actually correct. I mean, like, I would even go as far to say like there was that trash can that was moving around outside that Doc was by. Yes, we don't have those, but you think of like the Rumbas nowadays that clean our house. Like, who knows? That could be coming up soon. I mean, it's pretty out there that a movie that was made nearly 30 years ago got pretty much half of the stuff correct, like, on what's going on. I mean, yes, we don't have a lot of the stuff that will be addressed later on, but yeah. If you guys have any thoughts on this or whatever, comment down below. I'm sure I missed some facts. I'm sure I missed some big ones too of how much I'm going on. But yeah, down below, comment. I'll try to comment on your comments because I have been trying to get better about that. But this video is purposely for that. I want to hear your thoughts on it. If I even said some of the stuff, talk on about it because I've been wrong before. I know I have. So go ahead, comment below. And now I'm going to start the next video on what we got wrong, which you can click on the little bubble here or somewhere on this page, and then it will jump you straight to that video. Stop this video whatsoever. You're probably gone by now. So I will see you in the next video.